Hiya folks, I am just going to give you a quick demonstration of an item I have up for sale. This is a Bicron Surveyor AHS Geiger counter. Here is the label for it. Bicron Corporation, made in USA. And it, I think says model AHS right there. That's a little scraped off, but I can assure you it is a Surveyor AHS. I have chosen three sources today to show you: a polonium-210 alpha only source, a strontium-90 beta only source, and a cobalt-60 high energy gamma source. The unit is being sold with an HP-190 probe. You can see here it is a thin window mica probe that detects alpha, beta, and gamma radiation. In addition to the Bicron Surveyor AHS, I will include this lead pig with a 1 gram sample. Let me open that up and show you. Of autunite, which is wildly fluorescent, even under the bright fluorescent lights we have here. You can see when I put the flashlight up to it that it's very bright. Let's go under a blanket here. Show you real quickly just how bright that fluoresces. So that's without the UV light, and that is with the UV light. And the sample is fairly hot. Let me show you what it reads on the Geiger counter with this probe. Let's go to the X10 scale. So inside the bottle, we're getting about 4,500 counts per minute. And if you open this up and spread it out on a piece of paper to get alpha readings, it is relatively safe because I went ahead and filtered out all particles of the autunite that are below 0.5 millimeters. And this is an excellent check source, an operational check source for your meter. And let me go ahead and show you how the meter responds to each alpha, beta, and gamma radiation. So we'll start with the alpha radiation, the polonium-210 source. Now this probe is special because it can respond, and this is a brand new polonium-210 source. It decays very quickly, so I have to buy new sources every year. As you can hear, it's a very potent alpha source. Now these are not included with the meter. They're about $100 a piece. Let's go to the X10 and I'll show you the sensitivity to beta. Oh, let's go up to X100 and I'll show you the sensitivity of the beta. Okay. Now the cobalt-60 source is a little older and fairly decayed, so we'll do that on the X10 scale. So this is cobalt-60. Okay, now I'll show you the internal components of the meter. This is calibrated. There is actually no noticeable variance on the pulse rate generator, which means it's essentially perfectly calibrated, well within the 10% requirement of most companies and the Nuclear Regulatory Commission here in America. So right in the center of the screen there, that's an anti-saturation switch. It is turned on. I would just recommend leaving it on all the time. There's really not a lot of situations in which you wouldn't want to be using a anti-sat circuit. It's useful in very high radiation fields, but doesn't really affect the readings on lower radiation fields. Here are your calibration potentiometers, which are turned during calibration of the unit. And on the other side, you have your adjustable high voltage right there, your high voltage transformer, and all of these lovely components and microchips. This particular meter there is conflicting information. I have been told that the HP-190 probe is for use with dosimetry if you put a polymer cap on it that blocks alpha and low energy beta. So I would recommend just getting it with the HP-190, but I will give you a, if you want to pay the actual cost that I paid for it, which is $150, I can provide an HP-270 source that is guaranteed to be used on the milliroentgen per hour scale. As you can see, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, etc. In milliroentgens per hour. And as you can see, it goes up to 100x. This has an let me turn it off so I can show you fresh. This is the battery check feature. And the HV check feature, when you turn it, it should go and be right within this tiny little window right there. If you are using it with a probe that is 400 volts or so, there is a potentiometer on it, so you can change the ideal high voltage right there to measure at 400 volts instead. So that's good for use with old Soviet probes and tubes. So let's go once again to the 10x scale and just show you what the uranium mineral that I'm including reads. And these specimens, when I used to sell them, actually went for about $60 to $75 on eBay. So I'm hoping that a dust-free autonite sample is a good check source for you. It's about 40 to 45% uranium, if I recall correctly. Natural uranium, of course. It also has a little tiny bit of radium in it, a little bit beyond what you'd get as just a natural decay product of uranium. So it does have a little more potency. Let me show you what it reads when you put the pig up to the source with the uranium source in it. We're going to have to go down to X1 for that. There's just a very, very slight reading. So inside the pig, almost all radiation is shielded. Okay, folks, this meter comes ready to use out of the box. Just plug in the probe and turn it on. I will include a fresh 9-volt battery. I'll take the one, whatever it is in the meter, and ensure that you get a fresh one, which should give you about 150 hours of usage. If you choose to install a second one in the spare battery socket. Oh, actually, these are brand new batteries. Never mind. So you will get 2 brand new 9-volt batteries. That'll give you about 300 hours of use total. And one of the reasons I like Bicron so much is their use of 9-volt batteries. And this should last you a very, very long time. Excellent for minerals, or if you are a prepper, this can detect short half-life alpha emitter contamination in food. So if there's a nuclear war or nuclear accident, this thin mica window probe, which I'll zoom in on, and I'll try to show you how shiny it is. It's very sensitive to touch, so it's very easy to pop these tubes. So that's why there's a safety grill installed on it. You just want to be careful not to put anything jagged on top of it or do anything that might pop the tube. But you do need a thin mica window or a specialized probe to check food for short-lived fission products like alpha, that would present an alpha radiation contamination hazard. That can't be done with the HP-270 or other beta gamma only probes. All right, folks, thanks for taking a look, and Happy New Year to y'all.